Hello and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Scorpio for the month of October. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today, dear Scorpio. I've also just want to say that this is a general reading. There may be some parts that do not resonate with you. Please take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs. In the past position, we have the Seven of Wands, clarified by the Moon. In the obstacle position, we have the Six of Swords, clarified by the Chariot. We've got the Empress in the present position, clarified by Justice. And the High Priestess, clarified in the future outcome position, clarified by the King of Wands. So in the past position, we've got the Seven of Wands, which is a interesting card. It suggests that perhaps in the past you felt like you had to stand your ground to protect what you have built. It could be that you had a bit, you felt competition around you, and maybe it was competition for the love of another person. Maybe it was competition like in a work sense as well, perhaps for promotion or to be recognized for something. Could be competition in school as well, but the Seven of Wands is definitely a card that is all about meaning. The wands are represented by a fire element, and fire, of course, can be unpredictable. And the wands are generally known, to be related to that search for meaning in your life, the search for understanding why things are happening the way that they're happening. And definitely the Seven of Wands is a very promising card because it suggests to me that you are a driven person, that you have clear goals and ambitions, and you are not easy to give things up that you believe in. And usually the one that perseveres the most is the one that achieves the most as well. The moon is an interesting clarifier here because it suggests that there was something, an element of the unknown that you had in the past, and particularly in connection with this kind of fight that you were involved in, this competition perhaps that you were involved in. The moon is about facing the unknown and facing your fear and having anxiety and having uncertainty and having lack of clarity and maybe a little bit of confusion. Sometimes the moon represents misunderstandings between people or in a situation, but definitely this combination is very powerful. It suggests that, even though you weren't sure how things were going to turn out, you continue to persevere and you continue to stand for the things you believe in. But there's also an element here that sometimes you contribute a little bit to the competition or to the conflict, because the person here who feels like their back is against the wall a little bit, has sky in the background, and the sky is clear. It doesn't show any obstacles. So some of the obstacles, some of the conflict could have been manufactured by yourself a little bit, like perhaps you made the situation a little bit more difficult, or created the obstacle bigger than it had to be, in a way. And definitely the moon kind of affects that. It definitely kind of throws you in for a little bit of a loop, because you're like, whoa, I've never experienced this before, I've never been through this situation before, but it taught you a lot. It taught you how to stand and not give in and not give up and believe in you and have the security of faith in yourself, inside of yourself, which is very powerful, because how you feel on the inside reflects your world on the outside. The Six of Swords is in the obstacle position, clarified by the Chariot. And again, there is a little bit of internal turmoil that you will be experiencing in the month of October, but it's not going to be anything overwhelming, although the Chariot is a major arcana card, and in fact you have quite a few major arcana cards now that I'm looking at it. You've got the Moon, you've got the Chariot, Justice, Empress, High Priestess. that definitely is quite significant. You are feeling that there's an area in your life where you are kind of not in control. That things that used to work out before no longer work out, and you're not sure as to why that is, which means there's going to be a little bit of a search for meaning. That's why you've got Wands appearing and the King of Wands as well in the future outcome. There's going to be a little bit of an internal search that's happening, and it's going to start happening in October, and it's going to continue in November and December as well. Remember that October is the month where many people believe the veil between the spirit world and the physical world in which we live in is at its thinnest. So, things that you think, things that you do manifest pretty powerfully in your life. So make sure that you are on the up and up and on point. Make sure you get enough rest. Make sure you drink lots of water. Make sure you get some exercise, whether it's, running or yoga or what have you. It's important to make sure that your body feels strong. Because it's going to be a very important time where things are going to be progressing, and it looks like things are progressing for you, but you are at the moment resisting the change. You are resisting how things are turning out a little bit, which you're going to, work through, and you're going to come out on the other end because you've got the Empress, of course, in the present position. But the Six of Swords in the obstacle position suggests that you are not healing as well as you thought you were, from something that seems very important to you. It could be at home, it could be at work, it could be at school. Definitely there's something that's kind of holding you a little, something that's bothering you maybe a little bit. Definitely you may be paying too much attention to what's happening around you and not enough what's happening on the inside. And like I said, the Chariot is feeling lack of control, feeling like there's kind of intense energy inside of you, and you're not sure how to kind of direct it yet. And people around you may be seeing you as a little bit difficult, so you may have a little bit of a difficult communication with people that are at home or people that are at work. In the present position, however, you have the Empress clarified by Justice, and the Empress is a very wonderful card. She brings abundance, fertility, definitely a very, very nice card for family matters. Family matters are doing quite well, and if they're not, they are soon going to be doing quite well. Definitely the Empress has respect of other people. She knows how to command herself as well. She's someone that knows her worth. She's someone that has authority and is powerful. She's someone who understands that life has little pleasures and does not forget to enjoy certain things as well. Justice, however, brings that balance that you may have been lacking as of late. The Justice is a well-known court card. If you are involved in court matters, things will turn out in your favor. Justice brings fairness, also brings decision-making period of time. So you may feel like there are some decisions you are going to be making that will be affecting most likely your family and your friends, and maybe a little bit at work as well. And this combination is actually kind of a bit of a relief. It's accepting of how things are. It's accepting of, the way things are happening, and realizing that the most important is that, people that you love are doing okay and are healthy and safe and whatnot. So definitely the Justice brings that balance back into everyone's life, and it suggests that, karma is going to be on your side. But beware as far as justice is concerned, because if you maybe cut corners in the past, or if you did something in the past that wasn't so nice, then justice will bring about, resolution to that as well. Because justice is not, justice is a card that comes down from the divine. It's not, it's a higher court, not man-made laws. It's like the divine law, and the divine law operates in different ways than human law. And so if in the past, you may have done or haven't been fair to others, then, it will return as well to you. So the Justice card is a bit of a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's nice. On the other hand, it can bring about those unresolved things from the past that might kind of bite a little bit. In the future outcome position, we have the High Priestess clarified by the King of Wands. The High Priestess is a card of wisdom and secret knowledge. This is a warning that some people tend to panic when they see the High Priestess in the future outcome position, because she doesn't reveal things. She hides things, and she can be quite manipulative. You may be headed towards a conflict that most likely needs to be avoided because it may not be in your favor. You may be seeking counsel or advice from King of Wands, who could be your friend or your teacher or a mentor, or like an older sibling, a parent, somebody at work, that could be kind of helping you make a decision or choose a direction, or perhaps follow through with something or resolve a conflict as well. Remember that life doesn't stand still. It's kind of one thing after another. So, you may have felt like you kind of overcame a significant obstacle just to kind of fall into a place where, people may be kind of gossiping or saying something about you that, people that you didn't even expect to say, only to then find nurture and care. So definitely the month of October is going to keep you on your toes. But when you see the High Priestess in the future outcome position, it points to a strong suspicions of something. Maybe someone is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Maybe someone promised something that is never going to happen. Perhaps a secret, will come to light, and perhaps, it may kind of create a little bit of an upheaval for you emotionally. It's the High Priestess. When you get the High Priestess, it suggests to me that the divine doesn't want you to know the outcome. And that could be for many different reasons. And that could be that your behavior affects the outcome. It could be that many things are not aligned as well in perhaps your favor. But you do have the King of Wands, who is very passionate, who's a risk-taking person, creative. He's definitely someone who's always on the lookout for opportunities. He's definitely someone who, takes the lead, and enjoys kind of authority and leadership. And it could be that you are, being helped by that friend make a decision and choose a direction. Definitely the month of October is going to be an interesting month where some things will come to light that will affect how you see certain relationships in your life. There are, like I said, a lot of major arcana cards, which suggests and points to the fact that this is quite going to be a significant period of time for you. Let's see if we can clarify some of this with the 3 energy oracle cards that I pulled, and they are Healer of the Ages, Action, and Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. Very powerful, very positive cards. Definitely you are going to be doing some healing. The Six of Swords points to the fact that you're kind of struggling a little bit with something, but you're going to overcome. And towards the end of October and into your birthday season, you're going to feel as powerful as ever. And remember that you want to make sure you stick to positive thoughts, make sure that you stick to positive actions, make sure that you really pay attention. Do not waste this precious time where manifestations come true. Make sure that you kind of do little rituals to help you. Make sure that you cultivate and attract luck and positivity and people that will help you move forward rather than, kind of keep you sort of feeling stuck. Action is definitely a warning and a directive, if you will, from the divine that this is the time, like no other time, to take action. This card tells you that now is the time to be aggressive. And you know that life can sometimes be kind of competitive and kind of aggressive, and there can only be one winner. And, the divine says that winner needs to be you, and that you definitely need to move forward with aggressiveness. The galloping horses represent intentional and concerted action directed to your goals. This card upright indicates that you are on the right track, but your determined efforts must increase. The white horse is inner action of spirit and thought. The black horse is the outer work that still needs to be done. So continue taking action and trust your intuition. In time, you'll break through and see the results you've been working so hard to create. Scorpios, you have very powerful intuition, so definitely remember that's a resource for you and a tool for you, and make sure that you use it. Make sure that you trust it. And in order for you to be at best with your intuition, you need to feel as healed as you can in order to use that, in order to move that powerfully in to the future. But definitely action must be taken, and the divine here is reminding you of that. Door to personal healing and happiness is going to be a wonderful feeling that you will get towards the end of October. Things are going to start lining up for you. The pressure will ease. You'll start to feel more relief. You'll start to feel more healed. You'll start to feel a little bit more kind of optimistic and have a little bit of kind of jump in your step, if you will. Let's see what the answers from angel cards have for us, and they are no, yes with an exclamation point, and ask your angels. This is the first time I got a no and a yes with an exclamation point in a reading. To me, this suggests that there's going to be something that is not going to progress the way you would like it to progress, but there's going to be a granting of a wish. Absolutely. Definitely, this is the time to ask your angels. Sometimes, like, I'll do a ritual where I'll light a candle, and I'll, maybe write a few things down on a piece of paper, because it helps me direct my thoughts, and like I'll sit perhaps in a yoga pose or something, and I'll kind of have a few minutes where I think about the divine, and I clear my mind, and I then proceed to maybe say a little affirmation, or say a little prayer, or say like a little request, or maybe a gratitude for something, express a little bit of gratitude for something. Definitely make sure that you try and do some affirmations. Sometimes people will like write down a little bit of a positive saying, like on a piece of paper, and put it in their pocket, and sort of think about it throughout the day, which brings about positivity. Life is about a cycle and duality, and of course we can't have everything we want all the time. So definitely in regards to something, there is going to be a little bit of a waiting period, and that's why you've got the ask your angel cards. definitely pray about it or think about it, meditate about it, take steps in order to turn the no into a yes. And there's definitely going to be something that's going to be exceptionally wonderful for you in the month of October. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Scorpio. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Please feel free to leave any comments. I enjoy reading all feedback. Also, it helps me connect with your energies, and I hope you will check back soon for the mid-October reading as well. Again, if you enjoyed my reading, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.